Ever felt overwhelmed by the idea of writing a book? The task may seem daunting, but fear not, it can be broken down into manageable steps. In the beginning, it's all about the idea, the seed of inspiration, the spark that ignites the flame of a story. But how do you find it? Inspiration can come from a multitude of sources: personal experiences, dreams, conversations, or even a simple word or phrase. Spend time in contemplation, let your mind wander, and when that idea strikes, jot it down. Once you have your idea, it's time to develop it. Give shape to your characters, define their motivations, their strengths, and their weaknesses. Create the world they live in, and the challenges they must overcome. This is where your idea begins to take form. Now it's time for the outline. This is your roadmap, your guide through the narrative journey. It doesn't need to be overly detailed, but it should provide a clear path from beginning to end. Next, it's time to write. This is where the magic happens. Let your ideas flow freely onto the page. Don't worry about perfection at this stage. The first draft is always rough, and that's okay. The goal is to get your thoughts out of your head and onto the page. Once the first draft is complete, it's time for revision. This is where you refine your narrative, flesh out your characters, and fix any plot holes. It's a meticulous process, but it's also where the real craft of writing shines. After revisions, it's time for editing. This is where you check for grammar, punctuation, and spelling errors. It's also where you trim any unnecessary words or phrases to make your prose as tight and polished as possible. Finally, once you're happy with your manuscript, it's time to consider your publishing options. Whether you want to pursue traditional publishing or self-publish, each has its own set of pros and cons to consider. In summary, writing a book is a journey that begins with an idea and ends with a published manuscript. Along the way, you'll develop your idea, create an outline, write your first draft, revise, edit, and finally publish. It's a long road, but one filled with creativity, discovery, and the joy of bringing your story to life. Remember, every author started somewhere. Your journey begins with a single step, or in this case, a single word. So pick up that pen, or open that laptop, and start writing. Your story is waiting to be told.